Hello there, this is Big Benedict. We're on part 12 of my guide. We're on the suburbs, the sewers. Doesn't look like it yet, but will shortly be in the sewers. And I've never understood why they don't populate this area with more items. I know it's ungrounded. By the way, I'm healing right. I'm installing a med kit to We'll be getting a rag or something, and I didn't have enough inventory for it, so I needed to craft an item. But word of warning here, if you don't have any arrows, restart Pittsburgh, one of the sub-chapters. You don't have to go back very far. Like, start, just find the point of your game where you had wasted the arrows, because I wasted arrows here, and it's one of those sections where you can stealth it, and I don't want to waste ammunition. So there's an item right there. I'm not going to pick up the other stuff because that stuff's trash and I don't want it. Just like the pendant, I don't need that trash. Not in my life right now. So we're going to move forward here. There's an area over there to the left with a log and some exposition that you can trigger with the conversation, I think. But again, there's nothing over there. So far there has been one thing. And I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for here and there on like these large maps. It seems like the larger the map, the fewer things they put. But anyway, there up ahead is a jar with some sharp blades in it. We'll be getting, like, here. I'm walking slowly, jogging. In the last video, you heard my rant about the jogging and the walking so slowly. So you want to pick that up right there. So my strategies basically involve arrows for the stealth section with the stalkers and the clicker, and also some Molotovs for the final part. I didn't want to use 2, but I already had 3 on hand, and there's 1 available for pickup at the end. So just another caution about the next video. I'm going to be starting it at the sniping section, not the looting part where you go around the houses, pick up everything. But just make sure you don't miss anything. If you want a guide for that, just consult my playlist and look in the Survivor Guide. And I'm just kind of using my own judgment about what to leave in, what to excise from the guide. So what do we have here? Some pills. I really like this game. I mean, it's a fantastic game. I'm just saying that there should not be a requirement of the player to hold down the L1 button while you're in the game to move fast. It's utterly unacceptable. And I will always condemn this game for that, as much as I will applaud it in other areas. But that's just me, and it'll always be frustrating. So we're going to come up here. When you get over here, don't ever restart the encounter, or you'll start back there, even though it says like less than a minute or a minute ago. When you're coming up on the stalker section or the clicker section where there's a couple of items, I hope YouTube doesn't get that music because it's pretty popular music in the background. We're listening to Martha, the opera Martha. I'm not sure who wrote the libretto to that. I'll have to look it up. To the left, there's going to be an item, and then we'll go back. But like, if you die in the clickers up ahead, or if you trigger them and you don't want to fight them, or if they kill you, just let the animation play out and let it load. Because if you get caught in that animation and you just want to quickly just restart, there's that temptation to do it, which is actually the best thing to do. Just restart an encounter, but they will put you back where you enter this area, so you don't want to do that. And they very seldom will give you arrows in this game. And for the stalker section in the sewers and the runners with all the that whole situation, you're probably familiar with it if you played the game. If not, you'll see what I mean. But you can get away with having an arrow, but you have to depend on recollecting that arrow, because there's a couple of people that you have to kill in that section. So if you have two, you can have it more of a comfortable situation. But it's kind of funny, some of the arrows, they always let you get them, like re-get them on stationary, some of the stationary enemies, and they always break on others, or it's either they never break, or it's like 1 out of 3 times you'll get them not to break. So just for fun up here, I sprinted and aggroed these clickers. They can't do anything to you if you get over here. So you'll see them in the background. You probably heard them. And when you're moving these pallets here, the controls are inverted. And you may have seen that I inverted the controls in video number 1, but I've taken that off. But I don't know. It's really weird. Same goes for when you're moving carts or anything. So this situation here, Ellie's going to start the generator for us. We're going to jump onto that conveyor up there. If you happen to fall off it, like happened to me once, one of the older on one of the compatriots will pull you up. Because they'll just take off even if you're not on there. And then one time I fell off on accident, and then I thought to myself, is this a game-breaking glitch? Because I can't interact with the generator, but then I saw that guy try to lift me up, and I was fine. But I just can't imagine how much testing this game must have gone through, and just so much coding overhauls and everything. But I mean, we expect a good product, so I mean, we were given that for the most part, except it's just that grievance that I have with the running. So up here, I think there's a new item, sound trap in this area here. Very smart of the enemies to do that. Then we'll get this new weapon up here. And then we'll get a new weapon in Tommy's Dam area too. I really hate that part. I'm on that part now, and they take the checkpoint out, and it's the first part isn't hard. It's the second part that's pretty tricky. So the direction I'm walking now is the correct direction, but I'm shortly going to realize that I need to backtrack because I know that's the way to go. Excuse me, that is the way to go right there, but now we need to go over here because there's a fork in the road that I saw. Ooh, a pamphlet. Explosion radius is now 1.5 times wider. Okay, so that's for the smoke bombs. That's pretty good. You guys also may notice that I don't craft melee upgrades. I don't see the point. I don't think I ever crafted a melee upgrade in my Survivor Guide, and I'm not going to do it now. I mean, the weapon's already deadly enough, but I can kind of understand it if you want to do a stealth one. But maybe they're not stealth. I don't know. I don't know everything about this game. I'm learning. So when you come down here, you're going to have one runner from the right, bash him with the pipe, and then we'll have clickers coming from where we just were, over to the left. A couple of... is there anything in there? Just be conservative with your ammunition here. It goes for the entire game. Okay. That blood that's on the screen, that's not your blood. It looks like you're getting damaged, but that's enemy blood. Okay, so that's the last guy. I'm gonna put him down. He gave me some ammunition, which is really nice. This next section here, we're going to equip our arrows. I've trimmed out the cutscene. So I think you can actually run through this next area if you get lucky. But I wanted to see if I could do it, and it's possible. I mean, if I wanted to see if I could do it stealthily, and it's highly possible. So let's just get these machine parts over here and then go ahead and go on with the rest of the level. Okay. So if you stealth the next part, or if you try to run through it, you're going to be sacrificing some items that you won't be able to pick up. But the trade-off there is you won't have to waste a lot of ammunition. So it's actually going to benefit your run a lot to not participate in this fight, because you'd waste way too much ammunition. It's ludicrous how much you'd waste. So you're going to need to turn your flashlight off, because I think they can see the flashlight, stalkers. So I always get my arrow back on this guy. Let's see. He's going to come right over here. Okay, let's see. Well, I don't know about always. I think I remember it breaking a couple times. But this guy, we need to take him out. So that was a good headshot. And you need to do a headshot on the clicker too, at the last kill, because a body shot won't take him down, and then you'll screw it all up. So let's see if my arrow broke. No, it didn't break. So you can do this with one arrow, it's just you're going to have to depend on the arrow not breaking. I personally think there should be some kind of a perk where they don't break as much, like I think in Tomb Raider they let that happen. I think. I own that game on my PS4. I might do a guide for it. It's a really good game. Okay, so we're going to have another clicker coming over here. Okay, take him out. I think, are they women? I don't know what they are. That broke. That one definitely broke. So you have to aim out to make sure that you can see if it's pickup. Yeah, I mean, you can see if it broke or not. It's clear that the piece of wood is cut in half. Anyway, it looks like some alcohol on that bench right there. Watch out for the clicker. And then we're just walking very slowly over here to the end. I died a number of times on this. I didn't die in the final part though, so that should give you hope. So we need to do a headshot on that guy. He's down. Our arrow didn't break, so that's wonderful. So switch to your other weapon. I like the Molotovs though a lot. They don't take too many resources to make, and they're so deadly. So helpful. Part of the arrow was in the geometry. I saw it just a minute ago. I saw it sticking out of his head when he fell, and it was intact. And I'm gonna pick it up before we leave. But if you don't know the point in the storyline here, we've split up from the party against our wishes. So I need to get this arrow. And then we'll go up here and do the final section. You could actually run right now. I just didn't want to mess anything up because that part. I don't know if you get a checkpoint over here. They have to give you a checkpoint. Okay, they give you a checkpoint. Anytime you see me doing that, it's to confirm whether they're giving me a checkpoint. And then this section here, like I said, did it on my first try. Didn't have any problems with it, and I really hope you don't either. If you don't have any Molotovs, don't worry, they give you one on the table. But, you know, as long as you're being conservative with your items, you should have as much as I have, maybe even more. I've seen a lot of players have just a ton of stuff at this point. But I think it's just a comfortability factor. Like, if you can look at your inventory and say, I'm comfortable with what I've used, I'm proud that I didn't have to waste too many things in certain parts, then I think that's okay. So I have 3 of those right now, so I can't pick that one up. So you can plan to have this cocktail fall at any given place, but I'm just going to position it right there because I don't want to go out too far, and I also want to be close to this so I can pick it up. I'm just going to put it right there. It's nice to have it in a wider radius now, and the second I see enemies, I'm going to throw it, and then I'm going to throw another one, then I'm going to pick that one up and leave this level with 2 cocktails. Then I'm going to get another one in the next chapter because the arsonist always drops one for you. So it's a win-win situation. Just any stragglers, just kill them. Like this guy, I don't think I could hit him because he was on fire, which is good. Don't heal here because you'll... Well, you can heal here if you want to. They won't fill you up in the next part. But once Ellie says let's go or whatever, then you can just leave. And it's a pretty tough level. So I'll see you in the sniper section. Take care.